We need to have a honest conversation about Tom because I love this man. And so Charlotte, I'm gonna need you to convince me not to because I know people hate this man, but I can't get enough of Tom
No,
Sandoval. He is
I
so
love
funny.
watching him.
Okay.
You love to hate him is like, it's like, he's so entertaining. So it's
Yeah.
just like, I love that he's there so I can laugh at him. Like, I'm not like, "Go, Tom, I want you to win." I'm like, "No, Tom, I want you to go on this show and make a fool of yourself."
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. Make sure to
Like
comment.
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to BachMakers special Traitors edition, first ever Traitors episode. I'm Wyatt, that's Michael. We're joined today by Charlotte, who is the commissioner for our Rose Bowl Bachelor Batchmaker League. But she's watched Traitors, Michael and I haven't. Charlotte, have you watched the other two seasons or just this one?
I watched season 1, and then I
Uh,
started season 2, but I didn't finish it yet.
Okay, so Michael and I have never watched Traitors before. We watched the first 5 episodes of this season. We are all caught up. Michael, what are your thoughts on this show?
I mean, what a great idea for a show. I've always known the game Mafia, right? Played that at theater camp growing up. So well versed with that game. But it makes so much sense to make that into reality TV and then just get a bunch of people that I feel like half the people are actually good at like strategy games. You have the people from Big Brother, you have the people from Survivor, and then you just have, I don't want to say dumb people, but you have the people from the Housewives and those kind of reality TV shows, and you just put them all in there, and you just say go for it. And then obviously the who's the leader of the show,
Alan?
Alan
Alan.
coming, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty iconic. He seems pretty iconic, and so that tied all together. Great, great premise.
I think this is the only reality TV show I've seen that I would actually want to be on. Like, I genuinely want to play this game. I want to be a part of it. I want to be what?
You have to go on a reality TV show prior to be asked to go on this one. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, no,
That's
but
like
like
saying I just want to go on Paradise. I don't want to go on Bachelor.
I mean, that's true as
What?
well. I'm just saying if I could choose to be on a reality show, it'd be this one. I want to be on this. I want to play this game. I think I'd be good at this game. And I just enjoy that there's actual strategy involved. It, like you said, it's like Werewolf, Mafia, whichever version of game you've played before. But we just get to be a spectator and watch this whole thing unravel, which is very fun for me. So I'm very much enjoying this show. I do have one hang up, and it's really bothering me. I texted you, Mike. I had one thing that's taking me out of this game, and you mentioned him. It's Alan Cummings. Is it Cumming or Cummings?
I think coming, but
So, shut up, Mike. Grow up. Anyways,
Sorry, you're the one that said it.
I can't stand.
You don't like him?
I
it's
can't
coming
stand the
before,
voice.
no S. You don't like the voice? That's the best part.
No, the voice is the worst part of the show. When he goes murder, shut up. Just speak normally. Like
Dude,
enjoy it. No,
This is no. Relax.
I
That's
think
so weird to
that's
hang yourself up on that.
I can't.
That's so
I
weird.
can't. It bothers me so much.
Dude
It's
just
like,
comes out with
this who got murdered. Shut
the
up.
most
Just speak.
drippy outfits every single time. He's got like 3 drippy outfits a day and comes in with his little Scottish accent or whatever it is. I think it's pretty iconic.
I'm fine with the outfits. The fits are fire. It's just when he hums up the voice a little bit. Just speak normally. I don't like it's too dramatic.
Well,
It's
he said he
too
does it for the show. It's like an act, he says.
yeah. And I hate it. That's why I don't
He's like won Emmys for it. Has
for
he not?
this show.
I think so.
That's crazy. But because I looked up, I didn't know what he actually sounded like, so I watched interviews of him, and he doesn't sound like that. His normal accent's fine. Just do the normal accent. I don't know what it is about me, but I can't stand every time he does the voice, and he hypes it up a little bit, and it just bothers me. Everything else about the show I love. That's my one hang up.
I mean, what if Jesse Palmer kind of did that? And this is the final rose. Grant,
No.
you are down to your last rose.
Yeah, like Jesse does fine. He comes in, he just says, "Hey, gentlemen, final rose." Normal voice. Don't this isn't about you.
But like this game, right, isn't like they're not actually murdering these people, right? It's all just part of the game. So like, hype it
Yeah.
up, make it more serious than it needs to be. And I feel like I don't know how the rest of the season goes. I don't even know how many episodes are in this. Like we're
Mhm.
5 in. Is it like a 12 episode thing?
I think
I
it's
mean,
like
there's still
12
a lot of people left.
and
12?
a reunion. The last
And-
Okay.
episode is March 6th, so however many Thursdays until then.
So the other thing about this show is I feel like you can't reveal how many episodes there are because
You'd give it away.
yeah, what if they film an episode of this season and they find out who the traitors are in the first 3 weeks? And then it's over? Like it's going to be just
No.
a 4
Because there's the whole thing. Didn't they say at the start of the show, they said, this show will end when you guys want it to end, like when you guys think you've got all the traitors gone. And so
Oh.
it's kind of like those cut videos that like Cody Code react to, like do you think the imposter is still among you? And then because that's what it is, it's Among Us, right? That's
Mhm.
what I was explaining to my roommate, and he was like, "Oh, so it's like Among Us," and I'm like, "Oh,
Ba-
yeah, I guess it's kind
basically.
of just that, but reality TV."
So if they get all the traitors out, they won't like Alan Cumming won't say, "Hey, you got all the traitors, you won."
Correct.
How has that worked in the past, Charlotte? What's the finale look like? Is it usually just
Well, in season 1, they recruited another traitor in the middle of the season.
They're going to do that again. They have to.
Oh.
I think they are going to again, and I feel like I have a guess on who it's going to be.
Dylan?
No, I do not think, no, because, well, I didn't watch season 2 fully, but everyone says Dylan's like the pilot Pete of season 3, because he was like the faithful that was like really on it, and like to an extent, but I think it'd be Brittany. I just feel like she's so
one's it?
unsuspecting, and like blonde big brother, the one that had drama with Danielle from their season.
Oh, yeah. She's pretty irrelevant right now. She
That's
doesn't
why
get a lot of screen time.
I feel like she's like a big brother player, so I don't think they would pick like Sierra or like a Summer House or like Dolores, like like one of those. So, but
But
season one though, they actually had regular people in it also. So you
There
could
we
have
go.
been
What do you mean by regular people?
Us. I want to be on the show. Whatever I got to do.
so just like civilian, like first TV appearance was on the Traitors.
Wait, so the guy that was Aaron, the guy that was with Kaylor on Love Island USA, he won season 1, right?
But he was on UK Traitors.
Oh, he was on UK Traders.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought he was on USA Traders.
No. So
Okay.
basically in the finale, there were like maybe like 4 or 5 people left. And can I spoil? Is that
Yeah, go for it. I'm not going to watch.
So-
Sorry,
Well,
spoilers ahead for anyone who
actually,
hasn't watched season
the
1.
recruited traitor was Ari, like Louis and I, if
Oh,
I
okay.
put that. But when there were like 5 people left, there was also a traitor. There was like, I don't even remember who else, but like one of the girls was just like a normal girl, like civilian person. And then the other traitor, her name was Sari, and she's from Big Brother. And she was still there. And so basically, Ari kind of like took himself out of the competition. He was like, hey guys, like, I know I don't need this money. And like some of these people like that aren't from shows, they're like pleading that they need the money. So he was like, hey, like I'm okay, like I have a family, like I'm just gonna take myself out. So he leaves. And then it leaves like Sari and maybe 2 or 3 others, and they all have to go in a circle. And like they have like there was like a fire pit, and they have something to throw in. And then it was like, or they all do agree, like, do we think any traitors are left? And they agree, like, yeah, like there's no traitors left. There's a traitor. So then they have to throw something in, and like if it's green, then they're faithful. But if it's red, then they're a traitor or something like that. And then when everyone threw theirs first, it was all green, and Sari like boom, and it was like red, and then there were like tears and like fighting, and like it was like drama. She's like, how could you do this? And then she won, and it was crazy.
Okay, so it
Good
can end. The finale can be like 5 people. It's not just. It depends.
Yeah,
It'll depend on how
I
the
was
season
really
plays
trusting.
out.
Yeah.
Because Sari had, I think, like had just gotten close with this girl throughout the season. So she hadn't been on any reality TV. Sari was on Big Brother, like, so it was kind of unfair.
Yeah.
There was one guy, his name was like Christopher. He was a traitor. He was so bad. He was so annoying. He like told everyone. He was like, yeah, the traitors tried to like, no, not that he was a traitor. He was like, guys, like I got a letter last night. The traitors tried to recruit me, and I said no. And everyone was like, what? Like,
Just making
That's
shit up.
sus. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the traders for this season. So let's go one by one. I guess first one to start with. Let's start with Bob the Drag Queen because he is no longer with us. So Bob, I think you can't talk about Bob the Drag Queen without talking about Boston Rob. And I want to applaud Boston Rob for an all-time move. I think that's such a power play. I think he is manipulating this entire game. He is running everything. He's a Survivor guy. I've never watched Survivor, but I understand the strategy that this is a very similar environment to Survivor. He is running the show, and Bob the Drag Queen kind of shot himself in the foot the way he was acting. And again, I think being a loud personality that he is, tough to be a traitor because you're going to command a room no matter what. So anytime you command a room, eyeballs are on you, then you're in trouble. But Boston Rob is just pulling the strings, puppet master behind everything, and I love to see that.
I want to see him get out. I'm over him.
I
wanna see
love it. I love it. He's just
He's the-
owning this. He's running this game. He's
He's
playing
the
the
only
best
guy
game.
to root for right now. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like trying to root for somebody, obviously I think it's fun to root for Dylan. I think he's a good guy to root for because he's like the only person that's actually good at being a faithful. But we can get into that. But he's fun to root for. I think Boston Rob shot himself in the foot. He's doomed from the start, right? He's doomed from the start because everybody knows he's good at these games. And if you're good at these games, you're a target no matter how much show you're faithful or not. Especially like coming in with two of the guys from Big Brother and then the challenge or whatever, the West guy, who that guy seems weird, but like coming in with those, obviously they know that one of them's gonna be a traitor. Like how those two guys haven't like just called Boston Rob out and like tried to get him out is kind of wild.
Exactly.
And
He's playing a great game.
no,
Everyone knows he's good, and
he's
he's
screwed.
him,
He's
though.
screwed. He's
Wes
got
is
one
like-
more week max. He's got one more week max. I'm sorry. I just don't know how he can save. If he can somehow get himself out of this, I would be like, you're the GOAT of all these games because I think it's pretty obvious like that he's a traitor, but also Danielle also sucks at being a traitor too.
so bad.
Oh my god, she's a headache.
She's playing the worst game I've ever seen. What is she doing now? She's trying to like turn on Boston Rob. It's like, no, you're just getting rid of all the traitors at this point. No, you need
Danielle's
numbers.
turning on Carolyn. It's an awful,
Oh yeah, that's it.
awful idea. I'm rooting for Carolyn. I want her to win this season. Also, have you seen the videos
Carolyn.
of the people that got kicked off, like finding out who the traitors are?
I just saw those on the Instagram. Like,
Because every single one of them was like, no way, Carolyn was a traitor. Like, Jeremy even said, like, oh, she's winning this game because not one person suspects her.
Yeah.
But then she also knows that Danielle's going to start running around with her name. But then Dylan tells her, like, I think Dylan's not onto her, which is like good for her. Because they know that Dylan's like smart because he like spearheaded the Bob the Drag Queen like banishment or
I mean, that's when after that killing of Bob the Drag Queen, Dylan was like, Boston Rob, you and I, like we're locked in, which is that's gonna explode at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think it's Carolyn's to lose, to be honest. She's in the best position. Like she's got, and she kind of knows it too. She is, I mean, for being a survivor, I don't know how people don't suspect her more, given the fact that like she's a game show person. Like she's Survivor. Like if you're from Survivor Big Brother, you should be the target. Like you should know that like, hey, maybe this person's being a little bit too quiet because she's kind of just chilling there. And some of her facial expressions, I think, have really given it away. Like some of her facial expressions are like kind of crazy. And I know they probably just use hers more than others because obviously the audience knows. But yeah, I mean, Danielle, if somehow Danielle gets out of this, like
no one voted for her at the round table. No one voted for her. Even after
sheep.
Her whole show at the challenge. So weird.
They're sheep.
Yeah, Carolyn just has to. She's got to keep it together. She's the only way she loses this game is if she blows it. Like she's gonna lose it for herself. If she can keep it together, just like mentally, she'll be okay. Because again, no one's suspecting her. And then Boston Rob always has a target on his back. He could find a way out of it because at this point, I'm not doubting Boston Rob. I think there's a path for him. I think he could find a way.
I think there's one path because I was going through in my head because I'm rooting for Boston Rob. I think his story of whatever, like what he's won Survivor like once or twice or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's just like the Survivor goat or whatever, and he's got a cool accent and the hat and everything. That's cool. Um, I think the one out. I think he has to like right now it's them deciding who to kill, and they're all kind of mad at each other, which is hilarious and great.
Mhm.
I think if they kill one of the new guys, Wes
Derek.
um, or
Derek.
Derek. He's got to kill one of them, and then obviously the other one that doesn't get killed is going to go for Boston Rob, and they've just gotta. He's just got to like
Mhm.
1v1 him and beat him. I think that's his
I
only out.
no, I think he can use Dylan for the rest of the season. I think having Dylan in his back pocket is huge, and he's going to use Dylan because everyone trusts Dylan now because Dylan got Bob the Drag Queen out, and so everyone's like Dylan knows what he's doing. So as long as Boston Rob is a little less vocal and just plants seeds into Dylan's mind, then Dylan can just be the vocal one because people trust him because he's not naturally
Yeah.
super loud and like a leader. And then Dylan's gonna do all the dirty work for Boston Rob, and then at the end, Dylan's gonna get backstabbed, and it's gonna be super dramatic.
I
But
want
it's
Dylan
not
to get
good for
recruited.
Boston Rob that Wes is on to him though. Like that's not good for him.
Yeah, the
Agreed.
fact that Derek and Wes are on Boston Rob, it's just a matter of time before they get him.
And
Right.
Ivor too. He loves going around talking about what Wes said about Boston Rob. I don't know why he's there. He doesn't do anything, but
It's kind of wild that everybody was on Ivor at the start and then just like disappeared. Everybody's just off his case ASAP. Like if he was a traitor and he somehow like had so much heat on him the
Mhm.
first night and a half, and then just like everybody's like, oh, he's good now. He would be living life. He would be like, this game's in the bag.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, again, not to keep talking about Boston Rob, but the Traitors without Boston Rob would have been screwed. Boston Rob saved the Traitors this game because when it was just Bob the Drag Queen, Carolyn, and Danielle, first of all, killing Dorinda first was absurd. One
yeah,
of the
it's the
dumbest
stupidest
moves
thing
you could have
ever.
done. She was like so clearly not a threat, not going to do it. You could have used her for this whole season. You need her around. You need someone like her around. Um, but that
I
was
don't agree with any of their kills. I don't think she's agreed with one of their kills yet. Like she's smarter than all of them, I think.
Carolyn?
Yeah, she doesn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
any of the people they're killing.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
the housewives route was so odd. I don't know why they did that.
When everybody's talking about like Danielle, obviously I don't really know Big Brother that well, but everybody's saying like Danielle's the best Big Brother player to ever win or to never win or whatever. I'm just like,
how.
how? Like she was just like, I need to get Boston Rob out. And the only way to do that is to get Carolyn out first.
And then it's like you're the only one
What?
left. Like what would you how would that possibly benefit you?
You
Like
need
am I
numbers. With this,
Yeah, right?
this is a numbers game. This is strictly a numbers game. You want to have the most amount of traders. I get
Yeah.
kind of like backstabbing the traders near the end and like kind of saving that back pocket. But how many faithfuls are left? What, 10 or 11, we're thinking maybe?
Yeah.
10
More
or
than maybe
11.
a little more than that, like 12.
You need numbers because then if the traders outnumber the faithfuls, the game's
Faithfuls?
over. The game's literally
Exactly.
over.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
outnumber. Even if it's like 5-3, game's over.
Yeah, because you
Right.
have the majority, and then you can just talk and say, "Hey, we're voting for this person," and then
Yeah.
you're good. So yeah, I understand like Boston Rob kind of screwed them over, but once he did that, that happened. You just have to adjust. You can't just keep killing traitors because then you're screwed.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I need to talk a little bit. Do you want anyone else you want to talk about specifically, Mike?
I think we should talk about, well, one, show the Bachelor Nation some love, talk about Wells, and then talk about Gabby.
Yes. Yeah. So Wells, tough.
And then we can talk about maybe just the faithfuls in general.
Yeah, let's do the Bachelor people. Wells, I think. I don't know if he.
R.I.P.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he played bad. He was just kind of a
He just
casualty.
spoke
of
his
the war.
mind. He spoke his mind, and that fucked him. That one comment fucked him.
Yeah,
That's it.
which I thought would he made a very valid point.
100%.
What was the argument? It was
He said,
just
"Why-
said it
I
was a
don't-"
dumb move.
Yeah,
he said it was a
like,
dumb
"It's a
move to
dumb
kill
move."
Dorinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why would you say that? Like, and then people suspected him. And then somehow, I think it was mainly Bob the drag queen calling Wells out, right?
Mhm.
And that other chick, the housewife chick that also just died.
Robin.
Robin, yeah.
Yeah.
Which Robin, she's kind of good, but also kind of trash at this game.
No,
She just
she's
speaks her
loud and
mind.
wrong. That's what everyone's saying about
No,
her.
but she was right on one of her day one takes. She was like Bob the drag queen, traitor. Like
No.
she was right day one on something. But yeah, Wells kind of I think nobody knew what to do in the first round table, and so they
Mhm.
kind of were just like peer pressured into voting for Wells. And I still think some people, a lot of the faithfuls, don't know what to do at the round tables, and they're just sheep, and they just follow in line, which gives the traitors an easy path to just also vote for that people and to stay under the radar. Like you have to actually vote for different people so you can kind of start to pick out who's voting together, like who
Yeah,
are the
and who's
like
defending who's like
yeah,
trying to take the heat off somebody.
that needs to be the number one thing. Look at who people are voting for. Like
Yeah.
that's just obvious.
Yeah.
But
And then Gabby. Oh, poor Gabby. She's lumped in with the what are they calling? It was
The
like the
Bambi.
Bambis. Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
the Bambis.
Are broken up. It's tough. And
No.
Gabby had the moment, which I don't know how it was edited. I don't know like what she actually saw.
fumble the bag.
She had it. She had it in the bag. They were all in the little library wine cellar. Gabby heard it and then saw it and then immediately dismissed it as nothing. It's like,
That's
Gabby, you had it. You had it in the palm of your hand. Oh.
I mean, the game should have low-key been over at that breakfast when
Mhm.
she was like, I heard Danielle coming out of the library. And then immediately, little golden retriever energy, Dylan's like, oh, I was in the library with Danielle. But he didn't say why. He didn't say something's different and like people weren't here before or something. He didn't say that. He could have actually spoke his freaking mind. But instead, he just let Danielle get away with it. And then Bob the Drag Queen was also just like, I was in the library too. I'm like, okay, this is getting a little. She fumbled the bag so hard there.
I
She's such
know.
a bad faithful. I'm sorry. And then she's
Struggling.
just like, men are the traitors. I always think men are the traitors. The girls wouldn't do this. Like, come on.
But
Come on,
here's the
Gabby.
thing.
Speaking mind.
I think if Gabby was a traitor, she'd be damn good at it.
She'd be the best traitor, 100%.
That'd be so good. I wish we was. Oh, she'd be so good.
Because
Another thing about Dylan that I really enjoyed, well, so his name tag, little it says Dylan, and then under it said down to earth. I didn't realize that was a show. I thought they were just characterizing him as like, oh, he's a down to earth guy. I was like, that's weird to put on a name card, but
that's like
let's
mad
go.
chill. That's like
Yes.
mad chill.
There you go, Dylan. Good for you. Yeah, didn't realize that was a show with Zac Efron. So, also Bob the Drag Queen taking a shot at Zac Efron. Wild.
Yeah,
Easy.
That dude can act. Let's not come at Troy Bolton like that. So.
and that just really retweets what Boston Rob said. Like when you get caught, you say crazy things and you're defending yourself and you get hostile. And that just proves Boston Rob's point about Bob the Drag Queen. So
I think Boston Rob's going to win this thing. I really think he's going to. Everyone's
chance.
in the palm of his hand, dude. As long as he gets rid of the other
Derek
new
and
guys,
Wes are so onto him.
you got to pick him off. You pick those two off, he's going to win this game. But we'll
no
see
way.
there.
Yeah, I think he has to get people on Danielle and then kill the other two people.
They got to stop worrying about each other and just kill people. It's too early on. I feel like it's still early on where they don't have numbers to kill off traitors.
I think it's wild that they killed Jeremy on the coffin thing. I think it's stupid. How did people not realize, oh my God, Jeremy was talking about Danielle the whole day prior, and then Jeremy just croaks.
Danielle just keeps like getting out of all these situations, and I don't know how. She is
low-key working.
So obvious.
Yeah, she's so bad.
And she's crying over everything. I'm like, get a grip, please.
And then she doesn't pick herself for the shield thing on the riddle game. And then everybody's just sitting there like stunned, but they're still not like, wait.
And she did it again.
Yeah, she doubled down. She just kept
doing it. It's like, what are you doing?
And then someone finally said, like, you're not going to pick yourself? Like, you think you're safe? Something. And she was like, and then she started the fake crying. Like, that is,
yeah.
If she somehow wins, I don't even know.
She's not winning over Carolyn.
Yeah, there's no way. Not a chance. She's got to be done soon. I think they're going to catch on to her. And I don't think Boston Rob or Carolyn are going to do anything to protect her. I don't think they're going to try to protect her. If she's on the chopping block, she's done. She doesn't have the traitors back.
Like they'd have to put in some work if it's 2v10 or whatever.
Yeah.
2v9. They'd have to put
Yeah.
in some serious work.
Um, we need to have a honest conversation about Tom because I love this man. And so Charlotte, I'm gonna need you to convince me not to because I know people hate this man, but I can't get enough of Tom
No,
Sandoval. He is
I
so
love
funny.
watching him.
Okay.
You love to hate him is like it's like he's so entertaining. So it's
Yeah.
just like I love that he's there so I can laugh at him. Like I'm not like go Tom, I want you to win. I'm like no Tom, I want you to go on this show and make a fool of yourself. You
See,
know?
I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm actually rooting for him. He's so blissfully dumb and he tries so hard to figure it out, but he's so wrong. It's
Oh,
so funny.
the best part, well, one, his facial expressions. I think they use over all the other faithfuls, they use his expressions the most because they're
Yeah.
the most animated. And the second Boston Rob got let in the game, he was like in front of the board with all their faces in the fireplace, whatever. And he was like, I know for sure, like Bob the Drag Queen for sure faithful, like Danielle for sure faithful. And he was just over 2 right there. And I was just like, this guy, like he's trying
No,
too
that's
hard to
funny.
where if you fade him, I think you're golden. Like he's like the perfect fade god.
Yeah.
After the coffins, when Alan was like, "Go, Tom, go! Stop lingering," it was
Yeah.
so funny because he was just like, "What's going
He
on?"
doesn't know what's going on at all times. And I described it this way, where it feels like his eyes and his brain are on a 2-second delay. So his eyes are
Mhm.
always trying to keep up. And it's just, there's not a connection between his eyes and his brain. He's trying to process everything that's going on. He sweats all the time. I I can't get enough of this man. So
The sweating
I
is insane, especially
it's
at
insane.
breakfast right when you wake up to
Okay,
be
wait, I
that
found
drenched.
out though they're in a hotel. They're in a hotel by the airport that's like 40 minutes away.
Huh?
Wait,
That
what?
yeah, they're not living in the castle. Every morning they have to take vans over to the
Okay, so you
castle.
just like absolutely ruined the show for me. Do you know
Wait,
that?
no,
Like,
that makes sense.
And
Because I was
because they do all the
thinking,
filming for like the Traitors.
but they can like I don't they're definitely like split up in cars and stuff like
mhm,
that and like I
because I always sorry, go ahead.
no.
Because I always wondered how, like, if they're all living in this castle, how are they figuring out, like, how are these traders getting out of their rooms without
Yeah,
being heard at
yeah.
all and then going to meet and then getting back in their rooms? Like, that's logistically very hard to pull off. So I was wondering how that's possible. That makes sense that at the end of the night of filming, everyone goes to their hotel, everyone's in their rooms, and then the traders just get back in their van, go back. That's a lot of travel. If the
No,
traders
so,
have to travel all the way to the hotel and then back just to film
I mean,
their
I don't know
show.
exactly how it's done, but Phaedra, she's a Real Housewife. She was a traitor in season 2, also on this
Mhm.
past season Dancing with the Stars. I think she was like, if you want to find the traitors, just look at like who's like looks the most tired because the traitors don't get any sleep.
100%.
Yeah.
I was about to say that like you can tell like Boston Rob's eyes every morning are so red. He looks so tired. Can't really tell with Carolyn because her like eyes are like kind of crazy
Bugging
in
out.
general. Yeah. Um, but like I was thinking about how they film this because I know
Mhm.
it's like every episode's pretty much like a day. Do they? Because that's just like a lot of filming for one. Like if they can somehow get this whole season in a week and a half, the the revenue to time it takes to film this is insane.
Mhm.
That's wild compared to Bachelorette taking a fucking 2.5, 2 months, whatever ish,
Yeah.
right, to film it. Because do they do all of that in one day? Like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, and the production value is really high. Like, I mean, they put these guys up in cages in the
Yeah.
air. They suspended them. Like, that's
Overnight.
pretty. Yeah. I love the idea, like, that they actually kept them in a coffin for like hours, just like locked in there. That'd be so funny if they actually did that. Obviously, they didn't, but they make it seem like
I think they
they're in
did.
there, and they actually nailed him into the coffin. Just, they bring him home that way. You got to stay in there. Sorry.
I feel like they were in
Um,
there for a couple hours. They just
no
had the people
way.
leave. They just had the people leave, and the traders just like stayed behind.
They were not in that coffin for more than 5 minutes.
I'll take the over. Watch Jeremy.
Not we'll find out. We'll have to get someone on the show, but there's no way they're in that coffin for more than 5 minutes. What else from what we have so far? I wrote down. Oh, I didn't. Something I learned vocabulary wise.
Good.
Adversary, the word. I always thought that was like a pal, a friend, like a partner in crime. Doesn't mean that. The exact opposite.
No.
Like I thought if someone's like a good adversary, I thought like, hey, you're a good teammate, like you're on my side. It's the opposite. They throw that word out a lot, and I totally missed the meaning of that. So that's on me. Learn something every day.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else you want to talk about
Oh,
from the
I had one of my notes in all caps was the Traitors didn't get a single vote at the round table for the first two round tables. And like as a whole, the faithfuls were literally 0 for 2, like sent two faithfuls home, round table, round table. That should be a red flag that you need to just completely change your voting strategy and everything. And they still have it. They're still just like sheep and just follow like and then when freaking Dylan voted for Gabby, everybody's like, oh, what? I think that was the smartest move. He's
Yeah.
at least trying. And he's saying, Gabby, I think you're a traitor because you're a shitty faithful. True, right? Because Gabby would be doing the same thing if she was a traitor. She would be the same thing she's doing right now. Just being ditzy and like just not helping. Right?
I love Gabby so
I
much.
love she's so entertaining.
It's
I'm
so
watching my
funny.
friend who's never seen an episode of anything Bachelor related, and I'm just like, isn't she great? And
Yep.
she's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know
She's
who this is.
she's Boston Rob and Carolyn's dream.
Yeah.
She think they can just play with her.
Yeah.
Literally.
Except when her and Chriselle turned on Nikki, I was so mad. I was like, come on. You're the Bambies.
Yeah.
Because Chriselle saw the energy change that day.
Yeah. Chriselle, what? Literally,
That's-
what? No.
Oh
That
man.
was-
I feel like I feel like I would be good at this game, but now the more I think about it, I would just overthink every interaction that I had, and I would just talk my way out of everything. So
My
that would
face
be
would
tough.
be blush red the whole day, even if I was a faithful.
Yeah.
I just would like. I feel like that first moment when you find out if you're a traitor. If I was a traitor, I would have looked up. My face would have been bloodshot red. I would have been like,
Oh.
and I'm like,
I
oh,
would've-
they're so gonna know.
Yeah, they're gonna know. Oh, I would piss myself immediately, but it would be so fun. I don't think I'd want to be a traitor if I was on the show. I'd want to be a faithful. Being a traitor would be so stressful.
It'd be stressful because like if you're bad, that sucks. But like the glory of like if you're a successful traitor, I feel like is way
Mhm.
better glory than like being part of the faithfuls that win. You know, like being like the traitor that like played everybody, you know,
Yeah.
as a puppeteer. That's
So what's the end goal, the prize here? So there's 250K. If the traders win, they just split that. Is that how that works? And then
Yeah.
if the whoever's left of the faithfuls, if they win, they split that. Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So at some point,
it's already gone
Boston-
up to like 400K, right? They've made like a lot more money.
The most it goes to is 250,000. I think they always say $250,000.
yeah. So what is this money they're adding on to it?
I think the prize pot starts at 0.
Oh,
So
okay.
every challenge they do is to add money to the prize pot because I think they're saying you can win a total of $250,000, but you have to earn it.
Gotcha. So at some point,
Challenges.
like the traders or even the faithfuls will start doing a numbers game if they think, hey, we can win this thing, maybe pick off some traders. Like Boston Robs think, I want this pot to myself. So that could get interesting down the line where it's like, hey, I don't want to split this money with Danielle because I've been carrying her here this whole way. I'm going to kill her.
But then Danielle definitely sees that coming. She knows Boston Rob's a snake. Like she knows his game, you know?
Yeah.
And so Carolyn's in just a way, way better spot. Like if she doesn't win, I hope the faithfuls with Tom and Dylan at least included win. I hope those two win. Gabby, sure. I think she'll be killed before then. Just
No, Tom's not winning. If
I don't
Tom
think
makes it to the
they're not
end-
gonna kill him though, because he's so stupid.
I love him.
I think if Tom makes it to the end, there will also be a traitor in the end who will win. I don't think there's any way Tom is outsmarting all of the traitors. Or he
I don't
just,
think it's outsmarting. I think it's just like
he just happens
some
to end up there by
yeah.
accident.
What?
They'll kill
Okay.
him. They'll kill him.
We got to finish the Tom conversation because what? So I did research. People are mad at me because I said I love this man and they're like, he's the worst. From what I found, he cheated on his girlfriend of 9 years with her
Girlfriend?
best friend. Girlfriend.
Oh,
Keyword. Girlfriend. So
I didn't. I
my
thought.
argument is, listen, guys, I'm not condoning that. That is a terrible, abhorrent thing to do. We've seen
Word. Oh
people
my
do.
gosh, this guy reads.
Yeah, I read books, no big deal.
You should just watch the show also, maybe.
We've seen people do worse. Like it's like again, people act like he killed multiple people. I mean, it's a terrible thing to do, but the man's entertaining. The man is goofy and blissfully dumb.
He's entertaining, which is why he's been on reality television the past like 11 years. But he literally, like, throughout the entire filming of season 10, he was having like a 10-month long affair with Raquel, who was also on the show, and while Ariana was also on the show too. And like they had a house together. Like it was like they were like living together. Like it was like serious.
Like a
They
Brianna
weren't
Cheese
married,
guy, Zach
but
Bryan.
well, they've been dating. So, well, they actually, it's one of those cases though, like how you lose him's how you get him. So, like, because Tom had a girlfriend of like 4 or 5 years, like by season 2 of Vanderpump Rules, who was Kristen Doty, who's also on it. But he kissed Ariana while he was dating Kristen. And like that all came out. And the second him and Kristen break up, he's already like living with Ariana. Like they're like dating, they're together.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
So, I mean, I can't, I guess I feel like I'm missing something because the internet hates this man. And I get it, but
because
again,
everyone
we see
really
people.
likes Ariana.
Is that it? So everyone just loves this. So like,
What's her name? Ariana.
Ariana Madix.
Oh wait, the chick that does
Like,
Love Island USA.
She was also
He was
on Dancing
dating her.
That's who it was.
He fumbled her. He
Yeah.
cheated on her. She's so bad.
Yeah.
I love us
She got
reacting to
her. What?
We should totally know this as someone as we talk
Ariana
about.
Madix is so bad. She's the one that does Love Island USA. Oh my.
I'm genuinely really surprised that you didn't know it was Ariana Madix.
There's a lot of people named Ariana. I could have been Grande for all I know.
I don't know who this
I
woman
don't
is.
know. I just thought
Ariana
like, the
Madix. Oh my
band
gosh,
of
she's
it all.
white. Look her up. She's so
I
hot.
am. This
He-
might be.
Tom?
This is all you needed to
How
say.
tall is Tom Sandoval? No way that man's over 5'8".
Not tall enough.
Oh
know.
yeah.
Ariana Madix is kind of.
She had growth though over the show. She's kind of she was a tough watch at times. She's
She
a little
hosts Love Island USA now for a reason.
So
She's a nice
just
wife.
rallied for her.
Bombshell.
I think I'm gonna stand my ground. It'd be a Tom stand. Like I'm fully in on Tom. I don't care what the internet says. He's fun. He's funny to me. He's very funny to me, and I'm gonna stand my ground there because again, people do crappy things on reality television all the time. So I mean, we watched Bachelor. People get engaged after 4 weeks, and they don't even like the person. They're just in it for the money, or not for the money, for the fame. So that I would argue that's worse than cheating on your girlfriend.
Deceiving your girlfriend of 9 years.
That's
What?
bad. I'm not
What?
defending that.
You what?
You
What?
defended a little, it seems.
No, I'm not defending it. It's bad. I'm saying all reality TV people do bad things. You can still be entertaining.
Stop while you're ahead. Stop while you're kind of behind.
If this is the take that the internet turns on me for, so be it. So be it. This man cracks me up, and I have so much
No,
fun. watching
he's
him.
entertaining. I'm not. I
He's
wouldn't say I'm rooting for him. I hope he goes far just because he's entertainment.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't
care if he
like the
wins.
guy. I don't like the guy in terms of like he's a good person. Clearly not.
That's what everyone's saying.
It would honestly-
Everyone thinks
yeah.
he's funny to laugh at. Like,
It'd honestly be
Yeah.
better if he is in at the end and like
Lose
all the faithfuls think like, oh, faithful, and then Caroline at the end, traitor, and his face would be an electric facial
Mhm.
expression. The eyes, you know.
So good.
Yeah.
Dude, you know he's in a band too, Mike? I found that in my research. He's
No.
a band. Yeah, rules. I haven't listened to any of it, but it's like
Is he
Tom and
British?
the extras.
Is he British? Or is Vanderpump Rules American?
yeah, it's American.
It's a restaurant, right?
Okay, so Lisa Vanderpump was a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, and she owns restaurants,
Mhm.
and they made a show of the servers from one of her restaurants called Sir.
Sir.
So Sir, like SUR, Sexy Unique Restaurant. Um, it's but it kind of happened because one of the new servers was having an affair with one of the Real Housewives' husbands, and then there was like a feed in like one episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where like Brandy, who was on season 1 of the Traitors, like I guess like confronts Sheena, and then it just turns into like Vanderpump Rules.
How did we get here, Michael?
How does reality how
What actions in our life brought us to this moment?
You're missing out having not watched it. The first like
I'm not
3
catching up
seasons.
on 10 seasons
There's
of
Yeah,
no
you
way.
don't need
Vanderpump
to watch
Rules.
all 10 seasons, but like the
I watched
first
Tom Sandoval highlights Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah,
Only the
Charlotte, this is what
compilation.
you're for. You're gonna be our translator for like the blind spots of reality TV that we don't
yeah,
have. Because that's what we need you
I know.
for.
Well, I don't watch Big Brother though. I've never seen an
Okay.
episode. I have no idea what Survivor's
Yeah.
about. Like, but I did watch most of Vanderpump Rules and Summer House, so I love Sierra too.
Oh
Um,
man.
I did want to talk about. I think the producers of the show kind of messed up in terms of who they picked as the traitors. I think they should have added one of the because they have the game show people and then they have like the housewife type people. They need one of the housewife type people as a traitor because their game is so different than what how Carolyn would play it, how Danielle would play it, because they're just like nobody thinks of them as like a strategy person. So I think their strategy would actually be better because they're not as suspecting. So I think they should have had like Gabby or Ariane or what was her name? Ariane, the Dubai housewife.
Ion,
Hilarious.
he
Ion,
was
yeah.
Ion.
gone too
Gone
soon.
too soon. She was so funny.
So
Um,
funny.
they should have had one of those. Um, I was thinking we should dreamcast the next season of Traders Bachelor people wise of who should be
Oh,
on from recent seasons because I think there's a couple people. I think well, obviously Maria. Maria has said she wanted to go on Traders. I think she'd be
oh.
great as a trader or as a faithful. She would be out there, bring the drama for sure.
You
I
know Nick
think
would be there. Nick would get himself
yeah,
in there
Nick
somehow.
Vial would be good. I hate to
Especially
admit it,
on that show.
he would be good. He would be good.
He'd be good, but I don't want it. I can't
I don't
see
want
him.
to hear his voice.
He
Yeah.
hopefully he has a Wells role where he just gets out night one. And it's like
Yeah.
it's cool you're on, but cool.
On
I
the
think
other
Joey
side
would
of
be
things,
cool.
I think Joey would be good. On the other side of things, I think Jen would be terrible at this game. I
Yes,
love Jen to death, but she'd be so bad at this game.
awful, absolutely.
Oh, who else would be good? I'm trying to think most recent season.
Hannah
Ezra from Dancing
Brown.
with the
I'll go
Stars.
most recent, but Hannah Brown would be fun.
Hannah Brown would be fun. I'm trying to think like villains that they could get on. What if they brought someone like
Chad Johnson.
or like
Look at
Luke
that
P
callback.
on would be crazy. Because he's dropped off the planet. I mean Pilot Pete they already had on was good.
They're definitely gonna have someone from the Love Island USA recent cast. Maybe like
Oh, Cordell would be
Kendall.
so funny.
Like Kendall would be good just because he's so talkative.
Oh, he's so annoying. No
Yeah,
offense.
he's pretty annoying. I don't think they could get
Cordell
the.
is just so like pure and like would believe everyone. He'd be like Tom Sandoval.
Yeah,
in a
I got
way
you,
of
bro.
just
Don't
being
worry.
so
Yeah.
off. Like
I think Matt. So unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen now. But I think Matt James would be really good on the show. I think he'd be solid. But I don't know where. Should we talk about that now? Because I don't think we'll have time on the BachMakers episode. That is still the weirdest breakup I have ever seen. And as far as I know, Rachel hasn't posted anything about it yet.
no, she untagged herself from his. Like
Yeah.
right after, like so
Such a weird post, and where everyone thought it was even like he got hacked or it was a prank because there's no explanation and nothing has really come out about what happened besides it was super quick and like abrupt. So that's one of the weirder breakups I've ever seen. I don't know what's happening there. Something's gonna come out. That's all I'll say at this point. I don't know anything, but something has to come out with
I was
why.
reading and seeing a lot of theories, and I feel like the one that I have no idea. Obviously, I'm not there, but like I think like she probably like well, I think she's been ready for marriage and an engagement, but like on his schedule, and like it just probably seems like their schedules weren't going to line up, or like he was like, I'm not going to propose or something like that. And then Rachel's sister said that
On a comment,
he
yeah.
posted that like 3 hours after, something weird, like, and didn't warn her. I don't think. I think
Yeah.
he just dropped
I,
that post.
I wouldn't be surprised if not shitting on his character, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was cheating, that he wanted to post it to kind of try to save face, even though I think it's actually the opposite. Because then if it comes out that he's cheating, that the fact that he broke it would have been even shittier. But I think that could maybe come out.
Yeah.
Is the case. But does this lead to a Rachel Kirkconnell Bachelorette season?
Please. Please.
We're already shipping her with
She's still young.
Greg from Southern Charm, who
Oh,
Oh, she's a Southern girl. She's been to some frat
no,
parties.
he she
some would argue one too many.
college.
One too many.
One of them especially too many.
I know, it's really awkward. At the bottom of her feed, though, there's a picture of her like at Georgia, like here, like UGA.
Was she in
like
your sorority?
No. She wasn't in my sorority. She didn't go to my school. She went to a school that like I just like have met a lot of people that go there. It's like an hour and a half down. Like a girl that is best friends with my friend. She's here now from Georgia College. Like, so I feel like I'm just like it. I don't understand. Like it's just there's a lot of weird things that go on
So
down
you've been
there.
to those frat parties too.
No, they don't exist here.
Good answer. Good answer.
Also-
answer, Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God. It's so, that whole breakup's so weird. I feel like the most reasonable explanation is they probably got into some kind of fight and like it was probably going to be over, and then he jumped the gun or just said, hey, I want to be the first one to post this. So again, like you said, to save face a little bit. So he reaction posted a breakup, and she was
Right.
like, wait, like we're not even going to like talk about this. And then now the cat's out of the bag. You can't really recover from that. So I'm interested. She's going to have to say something eventually.
Or she could
Yeah.
just not and just like never say anything.
That'd be kind of cool. Has she
Yeesh.
posted anything since?
Mm.
I'm going to check her Instagram. Because she's fairly active on, and she's a friend of the program. She's commented on stuff. Yes, no, she has not posted anything since. Her last post is her and Matt. Her happy birthday post to Matt.
Aw, it makes me really sad. My sister's friend met them outside of like a football game or something like that, and they were like, "Hey, you take our picture." And so they were like really nice and cool.
Yeah, they
No.
seem awesome. That's why this is such a shock. So it's so weird. But anyways,
Normal.
any last trader thoughts? Anyone on the chopping block before we'll do these each week now, starting obviously next week after the next episode. Any thoughts?
Chopping
Final
block.
thoughts?
I'm sad that Sierra is on the chopping block, but I love her, and I would love to see her win.
If the faithfuls don't get somebody at this next roundtable, I think it's if they don't get either Boston Rob or Danielle, because I don't think they're gonna get Carolyn. If they send home another faithful and there's another 2 murders that happened, right? Because they're gonna start with a murder at this next episode and then roundtable another murder. If it's 3 faithfuls that are murdered, I think it's game. I think it's game.
Yeah. What was
So-
the cliffhanger at the end of the last episode?
The traders were fighting and like who to kill, and they
Oh,
were just mad at each other. Carolyn was like,
Sharon just found out that Danielle had said her name. They hadn't talked yet, I don't think.
mhm,
But it's going to be a really messy
"Traitor,
gathering
who
of
to
the
kill."
Yeah.
I think because then there's a little clip of Ian, what's his name, the main guy,
Alan?
Cumming, yeah,
Alan
Alan.
Cumming.
Cumming like had
Mr. Cumming, yeah.
Mr. Cumming,
Don't call him Cumming.
Mr.
We
Cumming,
can't refer to him as
Yeah.
last name.
Mr. Cumming. He like brings all the traders look like in a room into like the room together. So maybe I think there's like maybe a twist. Maybe they like recruit a 4th trader.
Well, they'd have to choose. They get to pick, I think, if they do that.
I think like 2 of them vote to kill Danielle as a trader, or like 2 of them vote like we want a new trader instead of this person, and then that person will die. Like they'll kill Danielle and recruit like Dylan as a trader. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I feel like if they're gonna
I want to see
recruit
Dylan
someone,
switch up. I want to see
I
Dylan
could see
switch up.
Dylan. I think Dylan's gonna be a big player the rest of the season. So, anyways, that's our thoughts on Traitors. We will keep you guys updated. We'll do episodes every week. And then Bachelor season, we're recording this on Sunday. One more sleep till Bachelor is back. So full recaps will be out as well. We'll do live streams as well during the episodes. So keep an eye out for that. But stay tuned. Make sure to like, comment who you think's going home, who would be a good traitor from Bachelor Nation, and we'll see you guys next week.